Your life can look completely normal from the outside and still be run entirely by survival mode, and the fucked up part is, most people don't realize they're in it because it doesn't feel like panic anymore. It feels like, this is just how I am now. If you've ever wondered why you're always tense, tired, disconnected, sharp but empty, productive but never rested, this is the explanation that usually hits people in the chest. And if at any point you think, Jesus, this sounds too accurate, I'll say it up front. The full breakdown and the way out of this is laid out in the guide, but even just hearing this might be the first time someone's actually describing what's been happening to you. Here's the clearest sign you're in survival mode. You're functioning, but you're never settled. Your body is always slightly braced, even on good days, even on days when nothing bad happens. You finish things, but you don't feel relief. You rest, but you don't feel restored. You lie down, but your system doesn't actually let go. That's because survival mode isn't about emergencies, it's about chronic readiness. It's your nervous system staying on because it learned, somewhere along the way, that fully dropping your guard wasn't safe or didn't pay off. People think survival mode means panic attacks, racing heart, shaking hands. That's the loud version. Most insomniacs live in the quiet version, the low-grade version, the one where you're fine, but everything feels heavier than it should. Your thoughts loop, your sleep is light or fragmented, you wake up already tired, your emotions feel muted or flat, or you snap over small things and then feel guilty about it. That's not personality. That's a system that never finishes stress cycles. Another huge sign is how you handle silence and stillness. If doing nothing makes you uneasy, if your mind immediately fills the space with noise, scrolling, videos, thinking, planning, that's not boredom, that's avoidance. Silence gives your nervous system a chance to check in, and if it doesn't feel safe when it checks in, it will do anything to avoid that moment. That's why so many people can't sleep without noise, can't relax without distraction, can't even enjoy rest without feeling vaguely anxious. Here's the part nobody tells you. Survival mode is efficient. It keeps you alive, it keeps you moving, it keeps you on. That's why you can live in it for years. But the trade-off is that it slowly shuts down everything that isn't essential. Joy gets quieter, curiosity fades, presence dulls. You're not depressed in the classic sense, you're just conserving. Your system is saying, we don't have the resources to feel everything right now. This is also why sleep doesn't fix it. You can sleep 8 hours and still wake up wrecked because survival mode doesn't shut off just because your eyes are closed. If your nervous system doesn't feel safe enough to fully power down, sleep becomes shallow, fragmented, or purely unconscious instead of restorative, and then the next day starts with less capacity than the one before. That's how the cycle feeds itself. If you want a quick self-check, here it is. Do you feel like you're always preparing for something, even when nothing is happening? Do you feel relief only in short bursts, followed by tension creeping back in? Do you feel like you're always, almost okay, but never fully okay? That's survival mode, not because you're broken, but because your system adapted to long-term stress and forgot how to come back. Now here's the part that usually flips the switch for people. You don't exit survival mode by convincing yourself you're safe. Your nervous system doesn't speak logic. You exit it by giving your body repeated experiences of real completion and downshift, especially at night, especially around sleep. That's why the guide doesn't focus on motivation, mindset, or hacks. It focuses on teaching the system how to actually shut off again, instead of just collapsing from exhaustion. And once that happens, things change in ways that are hard to explain until you feel them. Your baseline tension drops, sleep gets deeper without effort, mornings stop feeling like you're dragging yourself out of a ditch, your thoughts slow down, not because you're forcing them to, but because they don't need to stay loud anymore. If you're hearing this and realizing you've been in survival mode for way longer than you thought, that's not a bad realization. That's the first accurate one. The guide goes deeper into how this gets wired, how to recognize your specific pattern, and how to unwind it without meds or forcing yourself to relax. If this explanation already hit, that's your first signal that you're not lazy, weak, or broken. You've just been surviving longer than your system was designed to.